We're back here at the Weekend Sports Buzz. Myself, Tyler Boyd, Kelly Patrick here every Sunday, 10 to noon, 1450 a.m. We're going straight to the Oxmoor Ford Lincoln Buzz line because we got a great guest there waiting for everybody. Adam Lefkoe of WHAS11. Adam, good morning.
Good morning to you, fellas. How you living?
You know, we're doing great here, having a beautiful morning. It's holiday times. Christmas is coming up fast. I know Kelly's excited being a family man. How's your holidays around the Lefkoes?
Oh, my gosh. Well, let me just say that with it being the week of the UK-U of L rivalry, that it's already a holiday. And
yes.
I think they just plant Christmas and New Year's around the rivalry game, which makes complete sense to me.
It's perfect. Obviously, Adam, you did a great piece last year or so about the rivalry itself. It was excellent work, and I'm pretty sure you're working on another one right now. But what do you think? You came from an outsider's perspective, and now you're in the heart of the Battle of the Bluegrass. What are your thoughts of it when you first initially came in to maybe today?
When I first got here?
Yes.
I think what surprised me the most is I thought it was going to be a state completely divided. And what I meant by that is I thought when I got here, the east part of the state was Cats country, and the western part of the state was Louisville. I thought it was geographical. And I didn't realize how small of a section the Louisville section was.
Yeah.
Area is not only just split into two, it's split really into three in terms of you have the most of the state is Kentucky, and Lexington is their center. There is a part of the state which actually roots for Indiana, and Bloomington is their center.
Yeah.
But Louisville only has Louisville, and its center is somewhat divided with the other two teams, and that's why I think everyone gets so defensive because this is the epicenter of the craziness, the city that we're in right now. And it's wonderful because they talk about it all year round, and I always just appreciated the passion of what it means to be in this week.
Now, I know if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, you are a Syracuse grad?
This is true. Thanks for reminding me about yesterday's game. I appreciate it. That was awful.
Yeah, since we're on that, what happened? Temple always beats a top 10 team. They do it every year, but what happened?
What happened is this is what you can get from those Syracuse teams, especially early in the year. Boeheim, hey, look, he has 900 wins. That's great. But the number one knock against him is always, who do you actually play in the beginning of the season? They don't play anybody, so when you play a tough team like Temple, all of a sudden it sneaks up and bites you. Yeah. The jury is still out whether this team is for real. I think they'll be fine. And, again, they always have a good game with Louisville, so we can bet on that. Now,
since you were from that area, the Northeast, big sports area, obviously, Boston, Syracuse, New England Patriots, what is it like UK-U of L here comparable to the sports world up in the Northeast?
In terms of the rivalry game?
Yeah, rivalry, or maybe just the fans, the hatred towards each other. What's it kind of a hard question to get out there, I guess.
I think if you were going to compare it to the Northeast, I'm just having a hard time hearing you. That's why I'm re-asking these questions. I think if you were to compare it to anything, I'm an Eagles fan, very passionate fan base. They actually remind me somewhat similar to the U of L fan base in that they don't get a lot of respect. They get very upset when they don't get respect. And they look at a team like the Cowboys, who I think they hate the most, and they think of them very similar as the UK fans. And I think the difference is that the people we hate are 3,000 miles away. The people you hate are 74 miles away.
Yeah.
And that's a big difference.
Yeah, I think
you're
you're
dealing
right
with them on a regular basis.
I think you're dead right. Again, it's Adam Lefkoe's on the line, WHAS11.
Adam, looking forward to the game next Saturday. What are your feelings about this game? I know that we're all looking forward to see, will Gorgie Jink play? Will we have to rely, I say we, the Louisville Cardinals, will we have to rely on having Stephen Van Treese as our starting center? That seems to me to be the biggest issue. Is that really the deciding factor of which way this game will go?
I think it's going to be a very interesting year. I think this is the year that Louisville has to win it. But you look at it on paper and you go, they have 2 7-footers. How does this work out with so much injuries on the front line? Don't worry about whether you're getting Gorgie back because at this point you got to plan for him not to be there. But I think in terms of this game and many games are often determined by guard play, even though we look at the size of people very often. And I think that's the one place that Louisville has just been dominant over everybody thus far. And I think that putting the pressure on Ryan Harrow, I think it was huge for him yesterday to have the kind of performance, to get the confidence that he needs. 23 points, 11 in the first half, a bunch of three-pointers. They need him to be playing well, but also realize this. All these games they've been playing lately, I'm not talking about the competition, have all been at home. Ryan Harrow now has to do that on the road with Russ and Siva in his face. And I don't think Archie Goodwin has enough handles to get the ball to the big guys. Louisville is going to be pressuring a lot. This year, though, it's not to stay in the game, it's to blow out Kentucky.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah, I know last year Louisville obviously lost. It was pretty close. I think it was 7. Russ Smith dropped 30 on Kentucky. Do you see that happening this year?
I think if he takes that many shots, Louisville's in trouble. I think Louisville plays as well as they do. Not the last game, but the game before, where they had like 17 assists on 18 made baskets. That's the Louisville that you want to see. I think last year that was Russ kind of doing what was absolutely necessary to stay in the game. And I think if that would happen again, that's a really bad sign for Louisville. Desperate teams need incredible performances. Louisville can use an even-keeled one. I think what you're looking to see more is Wayne Blackshear getting shots, Shane Bohannon going down low. You want to see Shane Bohannon and Montrezl Harrell with at least 8-9 shot attempts by the end of this game, because that means they're getting looks inside. Last year, Shane Bohannon, 3 quick fouls that included that technical.
Yeah.
That changed the game. Let's see what happens when he has an entire game on the court.
Yeah, that's a good point. A lot of people forget about that. He didn't miss most of the game. Simple question to end the basketball here. Who wins the game?
I'm going to say Louisville, and I'm not going to be one of those TV guys that shies away from it. And the main reason is I think, A, they're at home, and each of these home venues, Rupp and Yum, I think is at least 5-6 points, just in terms of momentum and all that stuff. Secondly, I think that they're a more experienced team. I think they're ready to handle this. I think every year, I can guarantee you, whenever the teams talk this week, you will see sound bites from Kentucky that say, we don't even know about this rivalry at all. Every young team says it. Louisville said it. Kentucky says it. I'm not picking on Kentucky. Louisville, you're going to hear a lot of saying, yes, we know it's going to be crazy, but we're not paying attention to it because they understand what it's going to be like. Mm-hmm. Kyle Wiltshire can only say a certain amount to these kids for them to understand what they're walking into. And I think there will be an adjustment period in the beginning, just like there was in the Notre Dame game when Kentucky came out really slow. If anything, it was magnified. And then I think in addition to that, guard play. And I think both teams are clicking, but Louisville's defense is really clicking.
To turn the table on you a little bit there, Adam, I've got a few questions about football for you. I want to know, are you going to New Orleans to see the Sugar Bowl on January 2nd? Also, does Louisville have a chance to beat Florida? And would simply keeping the game close serve as somewhat of a victory for Louisville?
I really hope they're not thinking that. I think on the national stage, if it's a game you're going to be hearing about, I can guarantee you the announcers are going to be saying, wow, Charlie Strong has really done something. This is a fantastic game plan. I think the worst-case situation, obviously, is a blowout in which Teddy Bridgewater turns over the ball. Because if Teddy Bridgewater plays well and you lose, you at least have the face of your program for the next upcoming few months in the summer and then the season getting a lot of hype. I think it'll be a victory for the fans. I really think this team wants to win, just having talked to them for the last few days, and I really hope they're not. I have not heard one person say, we just want to contend. I asked Mario Benavides and I asked a few other guys, what do you want the message to be after this game? And they all just said respect. And I think they're going to go ham. But I think if they're going in just to keep it close, then it's going to be a serious issue. Because that's when you're fighting for a loss, and who does that?
Yeah, it's a good point.
Are you going to make the trip to New Orleans?
I am. I'm actually going down on the 26th, which means I'm missing the UK U of L game.
Oh wow!
Which is somewhat saddening, to be honest.
I believe it. I know you're a big basketball proponent, and you love the football as well. But
Adam, that means that you're going to be getting. But that means you're going to be getting the most in-depth Sugar Bowl coverage on WHAS11, excuse me, and on Twitter at WHAS11 Lefkoe. I'm going to be with the team the entire time. So at least I'll have that. And I really can't complain about being New Orleans during New Year's. You know what I mean?
No, you can't.
Yeah, and I know, Kelly, you're going to head down the day after New Year's, so you'll miss the events down there on Bourbon Street. But, yeah, again, you can follow Adam on WHAS 11 Lefkoe. Is that correct?
Yep, WHAS 11 Lefkoe.
And then, of course, WHAS 11 will have all the coverage right there for you of the Sugar Bowl, UK U of L game coming up next weekend. Adam, I appreciate you, coming on for a few minutes Sunday morning. Get back to enjoying the couch and the TV, some football, and have a good Christmas.
Oh, absolutely, my man. I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thanks, man. Adam Lefkoe, WHAS 11 Sports. Great. Some guys come on and they'll give us the reach around type of thing, but Lefkoe nails it straight.
I've never really. Yeah, I've never had the feeling that Lefkoe was doing the reach around on us, which is good. I mean, that is not a good feeling when you're Sunday morning, you're trying to have a conversation, someone drops a reach around on you. I mean, that is a bad deal.
That's what I'm saying. So I really appreciate the straight shooters. It's a fantastic thing. 384-1450, the Oxmoor, Ford Lincoln Buzz line.